In today's video, we'll take a look at the price structure of various assets to try to understand what's happening with Bitcoin and the entire crypto ecosystem. Is this bullish idea still valid, or should we already discard it? How can Ethereum structures help us interpret market behavior? And we'll also analyze the relevance of this high-volume node, which provides us with so much valuable information about Cardano. On the screen, we have Bitcoin's chart in the 4-hour time frame. Here we can see this bullish Z pattern, which continues to respect this trend line, a trend line we consider absolutely critical and have been analyzing for the past couple of weeks. But what does this mean? Is it enough to rule out a bearish scenario? To address this question, we'll look at other assets. Let's start with Ethereum. Take a look at how Ethereum also gives us this bullish Z pattern, which has broken out of the wedge. Let's zoom in on this wedge breakout by switching to the 1-hour time frame. Here we can clearly see the breakout, which is giving us a bearish impulse. So what are we evaluating regarding this bearish impulse? A corrective pattern, yes, the formation of a corrective pattern. Therefore, we'll be waiting for the development of a bullish Z pattern, a Z pattern that would act as a correction to this initial impulse. What else can we see in Ethereum? Well, here we've drawn a creek and we're evaluating a bullish accumulation process around it. This creek has already broken to the upside, and here we're assessing the formation of a flat pattern. And yes, this flat pattern formation gives us signs of a potential breakout to the upside. So what are we expecting? We're expecting bullish movements to continue. In summary, we have two structures here supporting the bullish idea. The first is the corrective pattern, which would form our Z, and the second is this flat pattern indicating the end of the accumulation process. Now, let's see what Solana has to tell us and how we can interpret its chart. Remember, on a macro level, we're currently looking at the 4-hour chart. Here we can observe a reaccumulation process. Notice how after breaking the trend line, it broke with strength, and then the price came back to test this structure before reacting. Let's zoom in on this reaction within the structure because it provides us with valuable insights. Switching now to the 1-hour time frame, we see a bearish impulse that came into contact with the structure. On this impulse, we're evaluating a correction process, a complex corrective pattern involving a W, a Y, and a Z. That's still in formation. Additionally, we've drawn a creek here as we're analyzing a bullish accumulation process which has already broken to the upside. Therefore, once again, we have two factors supporting a bullish idea for the market. And as we already know, we want to follow Z patterns rather than go against them. However, we must stay vigilant for any signals that could indicate a Z collapse. In the meantime, we'll follow its movement. It's worth clarifying that we're talking about a medium-term perspective since we're in a 1-hour time frame. So let's remain attentive to how this Z evolves and whether it shows any signs of a collapse. But first, let me remind you that registration for our private channel, Crypto Insight Premium, is still open. In this exclusive space, we provide daily live technical analysis of the market, along with updates that we believe are key to staying informed. It's also a place where we share trading ideas and feedback, allowing us to grow as a community and continue learning every day. Signing up is very simple. The requirements are as follows. You need to be a user of BitUnix or buy DFI, have deposited cryptocurrencies into your BitUnix or buy DFI accounts with a minimum value of $100, and use this account as your primary futures trading account. In other words, you need to be actively trading. Once you've met these requirements, simply fill out the form displayed on the screen. It consists of just 5 simple questions, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Don't miss this unique opportunity to become part of our exclusive Crypto Insight Premium community. Come join us, we're waiting for you. Now, moving on to Cardano, it also provides us with significant insights, as we can see here. On the left, we have a structure that has formed a bearish distribution process. Who participates in a distribution process? Well, in a distribution process, we have sellers. These sellers, in this case, are defending the asset's price. Why do they do this? Because if the asset exceeds their selling price level, they would find themselves in a losing position. So it's not in their interest for the price to rise. How can we use this information to our advantage? Take a look. We've calculated the volume profile of this entire process and highlighted this blue rectangle. This rectangle represents nothing less than the node of highest transactional volume, which also includes the POC. So what are we saying here? That at this level, the largest concentration of sellers can be found. And take a look at where the price is. It's sitting right at the doorstep of this structure. How should we interpret this? Naturally, the price will face some resistance at this level. But if it breaks through, what's likely to happen is that the price could continue strongly to the upside, maintaining significant momentum. Therefore, we'll be paying close attention to Cardano and how the price reacts in this zone. Now, let's move on to Polkadot. But before diving in,
welcome to Crypto Insight, your ethical and moral channel for cryptocurrency technical analysis. Here, we really know what we're talking about. We conduct advanced technical analysis that has been developed for over 12 years. We upload videos several times a week. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, let me know and leave a comment with your opinion. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell so you don't miss the next opportunity.
let's analyze the information Polkadot is adding to this overall picture. What do we see here? Primarily, we have two structures. The first is this creek, under which we're evaluating an entire bullish accumulation process. This means we're waiting for the creek to break to the upside. But what else do we notice here? Take a look. We have an advanced trend line over this creek. And what insight does this advanced trend line provide us? Well, we can see that this trend line is already broken, and it broke with significant strength. This is giving us an early signal, just as its name suggests, of the upcoming breakout of the creek it precedes. In other words, this advanced trend line indicates that the creek is highly likely to break to the upside, and when it does, it could break with considerable strength. Therefore, Polkadot is also giving us signs of a market that remains bullish. With this entire map we've laid out across various assets, let's now return to Bitcoin to better understand what's happening with this asset. Let's start by zooming in on this most recent segment. What do we observe here? To the left, we see a bearish distribution process that has left us with this defense zone. This defense zone is holding the price back, preventing it from breaking through. But what are we expecting for this defense zone? We're expecting it to break to the upside because we remain optimistic about the entire crypto ecosystem. So, just like I mentioned earlier about this high-volume node and how its breakout would be forceful, the story here is very similar. We'll be waiting for this defense zone to break. First, we expect some resistance, but once it's breached, it should break with strength. As we know, when the zone is no longer defended, the price encounters no resistance, which often results in an explosive movement. To summarize, we remain very optimistic about the crypto ecosystem and will be watching for upward breakouts in all the structures we've highlighted. Now, let's pay close attention to this trend line we're seeing below. This is the trend line we analyzed in previous videos and the one we referenced at the beginning of today's session. Why do I emphasize this? It's crucial to understand that if the price were to break this trend line to the downside and fail to recover it, the entire bullish scenario we've been discussing would be invalidated. So now we know what to monitor to rule out this primary bullish idea that we continue to support. If you enjoyed this advanced technical analysis, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon so you don't miss future analyses. Also, share this video with your friends and other trading and crypto communities so more people can improve their strategies. Good luck with your trades, and see you next time.